Come here, y'all. Let's get into this delicious Marry Me Salmon recipe. These are the ingredients you will need. Feel free to screenshot. Also, I will have them listed below in the description box. You want to start off by just generously seasoning your salmon. Here I'm using the Tony's Creole, and then of course, I got to come in with that Ashley Seafood Secret. Link is in the bio if you want to order you a bag. Season both sides of your salmon. I also used a little grapeseed oil just to make sure the seasoning adhere to the salmon really well. So here, just keep seasoning your salmon, and I'll be right back. Your salmon should look something like this, very well seasoned. And again, I did season both sides. Next, you want to get your garlic and your shallots cut up. I like to do a lot of prep work before I start cooking. That way, everything is ready to go and I don't have any problems as I'm cooking. And here I'm using fresh Parmesan. Please do not use that bag Parmesan. This does make the world of difference. Fresh Parmesan. It only takes a few seconds to shred you up some Parmesan. And now that I've finished my Parmesan, I have my garlic, my shallots already cut up, my Parmesan shredded. There's my sun-dried tomatoes, and I did a rough cut on the spinach. Nothing too fancy, just a little rough cut. You want to start off by seasoning your pan with a half stick of butter. Let that melt for just a few minutes. Then you want to get your well-seasoned salmon fillets into the skillet and let them brown on both sides before putting them in the oven. We're just going to get a nice char on them, and then we're going to get them into the oven to finish cooking. And now we're going to flip them over and let the other side get a nice little char on them. You want them to look something like this. Now we're going to get them to a lined baking sheet so we can get them into the oven. I'm gonna add some butter to each fillet. And as you see, we've added the butter to the top. We're gonna get this into the oven, 350 degrees for about 10 minutes or so, just until your salmon is done cooking. Then you want to add just a half a stick or more butter back to your skillet. Make sure you come in with your shallots and your garlic. Then you want to come in with your garlic paste. Stir that in. Then you want to add about a half cup of chicken broth and let that deglaze for just a few minutes. Stir that in really well. Then you want to come in with about a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream and get that stirred in. Let that cook until it thickens. And you just want to continue to stir that and let it simmer again until it thickens for just a few minutes. And now you want to come in with your sun-dried tomatoes. Add as much or as little as you want. It's totally up to you. Stir that in for just a few minutes. Again, we're trying to let our sauce thicken. Then you want to get ready to come in with your rough chopped spinach. You can use as much or as little as you want of that as well. And just continue to stir as it thickens. After a few minutes of stirring and letting it thicken, you want to come in with your Parmesan cheese. Again, I use fresh. You cannot go wrong with the fresh Parmesan cheese. It's literally the best. Stir that in, and again, you see the sauce is starting to thicken up a little bit more. And at this point, you want to season your sauce. I use, of course, the Tony's Creole. Then I'm going to come in with my Ashley Seafood Secret. Use however much seasoning you want to use. I don't do a lot of measuring, but you can see by the video how much seasoning I'm using. You may want to use less. You may want to use something different. You may not even have a bag of Ashley Seafood Secret. So adjust to your preference. I'm just showing you how I did it. And here, as you can see, I just pulled the salmon out of the oven. It's done. We'll get ready in a few minutes when our sauce is thick enough and we'll add it back. And now I'm just adding my salmon back to my skillet with my sauce. Plate it in there really well. And I'm going to be just a little bit extra and I'm going to add a little sauce to the top because why not? Look at that. And when I tell y'all this salmon was so delicious, you have to give this recipe a try. It was so good. My husband is already asking for me to make it for him again. I seriously hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you do give it a try, be sure to tag me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, either one. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching.